Yes, hello. This is Pro Guang from TaxClinicAccounting. I am currently based in Montreal, offering tax filing services for individuals and accounting services for business owners. This is an experience story, but since she hasn't experienced other services, she probably just has a general impression of the kind of service TaxClinicAccounting has provided her. I'll be speaking with our client N, who will be sharing her experience with the responsible service we offer. N, hello there.
Hello.
Oh, please don't speak so formally. Just be comfortable, relax. First of all, thank you for agreeing to do this customer review. It means you think highly of the service, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I have told everyone I know, all my acquaintances, that they really should go to ProGuang for their services.
To me?
Yes, yes. Since this is the only service I know and I'm happy with it, people ask me. They ask if I know a good place. When I was in Canada, people asked me a lot.
But when they come, they often don't really understand the fee structure. Well, Koreans might perceive this as costly, but it's not truly a premium service. Despite that, people often remark that the fees are too expensive.
Even though I typically mention that it's pricey, I always assure people that the higher cost is completely justified and well worth it. I told them to go for the premium service because the work is so good it doesn't feel like a waste of money.
You've seen the value in it.
Yes.
And when did you start doing your tax filing with Tax Clinic Accounting?
Since 17.
In 2017. Did you come to Canada in 2017?
I arrived on February 2nd, 2017. So I had to start filing for the 2017 tax year from then on. Initially, when I first considered using the service, I really didn't want to proceed because I felt it was quite unfriendly.
My service? You mean the services I provide? Well then, how did you come to be a client here in the first place?
Well, when I received the referral, others mentioned that they had previously entrusted their tax filing to someone else, but the work was poorly done. They told me that if I went to Pro Guang, it might be pricey, but that fee. What was it that you'd make it back, that you find more money than that? They mentioned I'd receive a larger refund, and 2 individuals recommended you to me, both of whom had previously used other services.
When you first came, you might not have had prior experience, but your friends struggled with other services. They told you that if you come to Tax Clinic Accounting, even though there's a fee, it's well worth the money, and that you should seek us out, correct?
Of course, those people had already had a bad experience, but they did say you could be snappy.
That I'm snappy? For the record, I used to consult with so many clients that it was draining, so I decided to focus on providing friendly, proper service. I thought I didn't need to sell friendliness. Just delivering good service would be enough. That's what I believed. So I used to be snappy. How was that experience for you?
Because you were so snappy, I was pretty upset and honestly didn't want to proceed. So I complained quite a bit to Pro Kang, and Pro Guang said he'd refund everything and told me not to go through with it. But that just made me even more annoyed. Yeah, I was annoyed, and I said, I do it, I'll do it, I'll do it right here.
That's just how I am. If a client behaves like that, I tell them, there are plenty of other services, so feel free to use the one that suits you. I'll issue a full refund. That's my usual approach. But when I suggested a refund, you chose to continue using my services instead?
Yes, yes, I said, I'm the one who will make that decision. I distinctly remember saying that I would be the one to decide.
Our end too. Oh, wait a minute. Did I just say Nam Ki Hwa? I think I might have said the name.
It's fine.
Is it okay?
Oh, it's fine. Don't worry.
Oh, my apologies, right. So you get to decide? I'll make the decision. And you stayed.
It upset me more. You told me not to do it. That's my decision. It's not that I didn't want to use the service. I was just complaining about specific things. I was asking why you were so unfriendly to me.
I've changed now. I have completely changed. I'm definitely a lot friendlier now. I said, let's properly promote to our customers what kind of service we offer. It was so exhausting before. I tried to explain what proper service truly entailed, but people wouldn't acknowledge it. They'd undergo immense hardship, lose all their money, and suffer from unimaginable stress. I explained it repeatedly, but they still didn't comprehend. Honestly, I was assisting clients in saving hundreds, thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars, and some would bite the hand that feeds them, which truly left me feeling disheartened. It fostered a degree of cynicism within me, and it took time for me to cultivate a friendlier demeanor. That was my prior excuse, but I've since realized I can no longer operate that way.
However, there's another perspective to consider. A negative first impression, followed by impressive work, is better than a good initial impression that deteriorates upon seeing the actual work. I think this might also be a factor, because when I met you directly in person, I didn't experience that unpleasant feeling that I had felt during our phone conversations. So,
Given what you're saying, it sounds like it happened over the phone. When it comes to phone calls, I have a specific approach. If I simply go along with the client during interviews, I find myself constantly dispelling rumors and addressing unnecessary information, so I do have to be a bit firm in my dealings. Well, I used to be a bit like that in the past, but I don't do that anymore. That's why I've been making an effort to change. I will take that sentiment to heart and strive to make improvements. You used our service in 2017, and at first you thought, is he unfriendly? Despite all that, you've used our service for 3 years, and even after returning to Korea, you're still requesting our assistance for the final steps. Why is that? What are the 2 reasons for this, if I may ask?
yes, the 2 reasons are responsibility and the fact that you, Pro Guang, have business ethics. That's what I thought. The first year on the premium service started with so much dissatisfaction. I started out feeling quite uneasy. But you do provide check-ins during the work processing, don't you? Because it's the premium service. During the year-end midterm review, Pro Guang himself caught and pointed out his own mistake, which really stood out to me. You caught it, and truthfully, you weren't obligated to inform me, but you acknowledged that you had indeed made some errors concerning that particular aspect. And so you said, Nam Ki-hwa was going to suffer a loss because of this, so I will correct this part and proceed. And because of that, I actually ended up getting more money back. Going through that process, I believe the sense of responsibility you demonstrated completely compensated for that initial unpleasantness during our first phone interview.
I truly hold on to that principle, and I'm well aware that these clients have no idea about such details. When things like this happen, I could just think, oops, I made a mistake and fix it quietly. I could do that, but that would be disrespectful to the client, wouldn't it? That's not exactly it. As a matter of principle, if something goes awry and the client's file encounters an issue, naturally correcting it is essential. However, I believe it's imperative to clearly apprise the client so they are fully informed about any occurrences concerning their file. As I recall, it wasn't a significant sum of money, but you, the client, placed your trust in TaxClinicAccounting for the service. My oversight meant I failed to secure the full refund amount that you were truly entitled to. It was a slight reduction, so essentially I caused you a financial loss. Therefore, it was only natural for me to rectify it by giving it back. It was always our principle to inform you, and that remains true even now.
I don't believe that's an easy task to undertake. In life, admitting one's own errors, particularly to a customer, is quite uncommon. You didn't have to tell me. The fact that you chose to reveal something you could have hidden, that's what I see as true business ethics. That is not an easy thing to do at all.
I always put in the effort. Sometimes I even consider not disclosing it. But then I always think, no, that's not right. I need to fix it and inform them properly.
Yes, even if you had told me, I would not have fully grasped it, as I was quite unaware of the situation at the time. Yet, you responsibly corrected what was wrong during the review period, and it was precisely this diligent effort that made me appreciate your premium service. And in that process of working responsibly, you informed the client of your own error, by choosing to tell me. Your honesty made me think this person has real business ethics. I could feel that you weren't just trying to make a quick buck. After that, I think I started to trust you completely. From that moment on, I felt I could truly rely on this place because when you make a mistake yourself, you handle it with such honesty. I knew I could trust you. It just so easily built my trust. I think that's why I kept using your services. And for me, the tax filing process felt easy. My husband went back to Korea midway, making our situation quite complicated.
You truly need to properly understand and address it. This is because the tax amount changes depending on how you divide your Korean income and Canadian income. And even within those divisions, regulations are constantly shifting slightly. We gained insights in proportion to the effort put into examining and analyzing the situation. But honestly, at first you weren't using it, I'm not sure. Were you trying not to use it? I don't remember well, but you kept using it and I was very grateful for that.
Yes, that. I believe true honesty is quite difficult. Personally, when working, acknowledging my errors is harder than just being truthful.
It's all about honesty. Trying to remain honest, that's really tough.
It's the hardest thing.
I always try though, me too.
And if someone wanted to hide that, it would have been quite easy to conceal. But the fact that you did not even try to do so, that honesty, I think that is what I really appreciated about it.
Then at first, when I hadn't yet met you and was just talking on the phone, I wondered, what kind of person is this? Is there really such a thing as an unfriendly service? I said that, but then I later thought, well, it turned out fine.
Seeing your work, yes, what I already knew was that you were very good at your job, so I thought, he's definitely good at his job. However, it wasn't just that you were excellent at your work, it was also that you possessed strong business ethics. I believe that's what made me think of it that way.
It looks like Namkiwa really saw through to the essence of it. I had no idea. So surprisingly, even at the very beginning when I first came, I think you mentioned the fee, as I recall. But after that, this person kept saying she would use the premium service.
Reste.
I wondered, why would she use it if she won't? I still think that sometimes. Even when you went back to Korea, you still continuously placed your trust and reliance in me. But just because you went to Korea doesn't mean you're not my client anymore, so I wouldn't just do a sloppy job or anything like that. I promise you that.
Now that I'm in Korea, I'm really glad I chose to work with ProGuang.
Oh?
I feel completely at ease knowing you're the kind of person who will responsibly take care of all the aftercare. Even if I'm in Korea when it comes to the tax aspects. It truly reached that point. I had initially intended to use the premium service only at first, given our complex situation. But then I realized, the premium service is truly great. I think the review process itself is incredibly crucial.
Exactly. I make mistakes too, and the more often you review things, the more you discover.
Yes, absolutely. The midterm review process is really crucial, and it seems you handle those checks exceptionally well. You handle the midterm reviews very well, and when things are uncovered during these reviews, you honestly and transparently share that information with your clients. That's why.
I understand. As a token of my appreciation for your continued trust in our service, I believe the best way to repay you is by providing proper hassle-free service. Imagine how frustrating it must be for those returning to Korea, where handling things from a distance is challenging. That's why I need to ensure they receive thorough aftercare. Do you have anything else you'd like to say? Do you perhaps have any advice for those listening to this, who will be making their own decisions based on what they hear?
I actually recommended you a few times. When I was in Canada, I recommended ProGuang, and a few people used your service, but some just said that ProGuang was not very friendly.
But I'm friendly now.
You've become much friendlier anyway. But that newfound friendliness, still for me, rather than just friendliness, the way you handle things with responsibility and business ethics more than makes up for any unfriendliness. I can confidently state that, even if some might still consider you to be unfriendly.
What I mean is, even if I'm a bit grumpy, I provide service so thoroughly and meticulously that it totally compensates for any unfriendliness.
When it comes to the work, you're responsible.
Thank you. Anyway, back then, I might have been a bit lacking in understanding my clients, and I was also worn out from providing the service for so long, so I was disappointed in myself. That could be why I seemed unfriendly, but now I know I can't keep acting that way.
TaxClinicAccounting and ProGuang have a lot of fans. You seem to be too focused on, what was that exactly? You seem to only be talking about the people who complained about you being unfriendly. You only think about that, but you have fans. So if you focus on that part, maybe you'll get some energy and it'll be easier to be friendly.
The reason I'm filming this video is to be friendly to my clients. That's what I want to show. I want you to truly grasp what kind of service this is, not from my perspective, but through the client's own words. And I want to be more client-focused, to truly understand them better. After all, it's really tough living in a foreign country, isn't it? At first, my motto was to establish TaxClinicAccounting as a service that offers even a little bit of tranquility to your life in Canada. It was about proper services that help you save money, that find solutions, that help you plan. That was my goal, but there was a slight lack of friendliness, I suppose.
Nevertheless, that was certainly my impression. So that unfriendliness was balanced out. But for me, friendliness is very important, and I genuinely appreciate companies with a philosophy. While it might not be a huge corporation, having a philosophy is essential for whatever you pursue. You need to have one, but I didn't know you had such a specific philosophy.
Oh, I do. I began with that philosophy from the start, which is why I was often disappointed. I do so much to help and care for them, but they don't know what they've received. In my eyes, I can see everything they've gained. But then, when they started telling me off or criticizing me, I did get a bit discouraged and felt down. But anyway, we're about 15 minutes in and you've said so many wonderful things.
Yes, yes, I was just being honest.
You spoke with genuine honesty. Regarding the second video, my aim is to clearly convey, directly through a client's perspective, that Tax Clinic Accounting, though a smaller firm, offers a genuinely responsible service grounded in a clear philosophy and sound business ethics. This is for those who want to steer clear of unnecessary troubles down the line. Even if it's not me, using a proper service will save you a lot of trouble. Please keep that in mind. This has been Pro Guang from Tax Clinic Accounting. Thank you, N.
Yes, I wish you all the best.
Prosper? No way.